Hi guys, it's Victoria. Thanks for coming back. It is December, so let's start doing a whole lot of baking. I absolutely love baking in December. It always reminds me of, bringing everyone together and everyone treating themselves and not caring what they're eating, so it's wonderful. So I'm going to make some classic scones today, and I'm making mine just the base version, and I'll let you know through the video when you can throw in your extras if you want to put some blueberries, raspberries, dried fruits, anything like that, or even if you want to make it savory. So if you want to make yours savory, all you actually do is just leave out the sugar and you can make yours the savory version, which is also really nice. Some nice smoked Gouda would be really nice in a scone. So, but for today, I'm going to be making the classic base, and I'm going to leave it very, very plain because I'm going to serve it with my Devonshire cream and some beautiful jams. So let's get started. Now, I have here actually, instead of regular cream or milk, I have the leftover cream from my Devonshire cream that I made. This is the liquidy part of it that I saved to make these scones, but it almost looks like condensed milk, but it's really delicious. So let's get started. So in here I have 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, and I'm going to be just mixing in all the dry ingredients first. So I have a third of a cup of sugar. I'm using vanilla powder. If you're going to use just regular vanilla, the liquid vanilla, just put it in with the wet ingredients. So, but I have vanilla powder, so I'm going to put it in with my dry. And I have 1 nice big tablespoon of baking powder and a little pinch of sea salt. Okay, so I'm just gonna very lightly stir in all of the dry ingredients. With a scone, it's really important not to overwork your dough. So when you add the liquids, you really have to be careful that you don't overwork it at that point, because then it will get a bready texture, and you don't want that. So mix it in all really nicely when you don't have the liquids in. So there we go, that's all mixed up. So now I'm going to take my butter and I'm going to work it into the dough. You can use a couple of forks to do this. Use anything except for your hands because you don't want to warm up the butter. So I have there 6 tablespoons of cold butter. Just want to work that nicely in here. So guys, you'll notice that I have a ribbon around my apron because this year I was really unable to find any holiday aprons. With COVID, I find the stores are super bare, so I'm doing what I do best, which is if I can't find it, I will make it. So I've made a few holiday aprons this year. So nice chunks of butter, but not too chunky. Test it out, and it's nice and flaky, but not too chunky with the butter, and it's not obviously not sticking together quite yet, but we'll get there. So now goes in 2 eggs. I'm going to mix that in with my cream. Now for this recipe, you can use milk, you can use whipping cream, you can even use almond milk or anything if you have a dairy intolerance. I really like when I make these to just make it with the richest ingredients that I can. It's so tasty that way. So I'm just gonna mix it up really nicely. So it's at this point where you would add your liquid vanilla if you are going to use the liquid vanilla. continue using this tool to just kind of get in there and mix it up a little bit, because I'm going to get in there with my hands afterwards. This is called a pastry cutter. You could use 2 forks, it really doesn't matter. I'm not big on kitchen gadgets. I like using simple things because I'm lazy and I don't want to clean things. Alright, this looks ready for my hands. So I'm just going to sprinkle some flour on my nicely clean top here. I'm just gonna work in the dough, make sure I pick up all the flours. My dough is not super sticky. Again, I don't want to overwork it too much, so I'm just going to transfer it over here. A lot of recipes call for 1 egg. I actually like using 2 eggs because I like the texture that the eggs add to it. Makes it a little bit more fluffy. So here we go. And what I like about these is you don't have to get too fancy with the dough. Just get it nicely stuck in there and off your fingers. This used to be my favorite part as a kid. Now as an adult, I find it a little icky to have things stuck to my fingers. So I'm going to serve these at a high tea. So I really like the dainty foods for high tea. It makes it really easy to eat and chat with your friends. You can cut these up as big as you like. I'm going to cut mine up fairly small so that they're more bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to work it in and create this baguette almost look, but flat. Now with the scone, I do have my oven going at 400, but before I put this in the oven, I'm going to chill it. It's really important that your dough is chilled really well right before you put it into the oven. Otherwise, it will spread. All right, so this is what mine's going to look like. Now, I'm just gonna go and wash my hands before I come back and do this, so I'll be back in a sec, okay? Okay, I'm back and my hands are clean. You don't have to do that. I'm just kind of one of these weirdos that can't stand having sticky hands. So anyways, so I have this nice, beautifully straight, shape to my dough. Like I said before, you can make your dough whatever shape you like. It's so easy. It's not meant to look perfect. It's a little bit more of a rustic serving. So, but this is what I'm going to do because I would like to serve it in couple of bite pieces. So I'm going to make these triangles sort of back and forth on this dough, creating this sort of triangle look to it. So it kind of looks like that. It's kind of hard to see with the shiny material, but there we go. So nothing perfect, just however you like it. This is the way I'm going to do mine. These are so amazing looking. You can't really see it, I know, but there's nice big chunks of butter in here, which you know when it's going to bake up, it's going to just melt in there and become so fluffy and flaky. I cannot wait to try these. It's going to be worth the stomach ache for sure. get them all ready to go. So before I put them in the oven, I'm going to put them in my fridge for about 15 minutes. That'll help the butter get nice and hard back in the dough. That way when you bake it, it'll do its job, which is to just melt everywhere and make things just perfect. So the dough won't spread and it'll keep its shape. So I'm gonna fast forward you guys until after I take them out of the oven, and then I'll snap some photos for you. Let me know how you guys like this recipe. Oh, I almost forgot. Before I bake them, I'm going to brush them with some eggs. So I have here one egg that I've beaten. Some people like to brush it with cream or milk. I love the flakiness that an egg wash will give it. So sorry I forgot to mention that a little bit earlier, but like I said before, I am a wing it kind of cook, so I'm really glad that I'm doing these videos because now I can't forget things. So I'm going to show you guys what these look like when they come out of the oven. They're going to be gorgeous and delicious. So can't wait to show you guys. See you later.